Everyone has a to-do list. What was on mine a year ago? 1. Get through senior year. 2. Get into a good college. And 3. Have the best summer of freedom. If you would have told me this time last year that I would be studying my first semester of college in London, I would have never believed you. I thought constantly moving growing up would have prepared me for the journey I was about to take to London, but being 4,326 miles from home was much different than I expected. My name is Brooke Alfson, and this is my story. I've spent the last 4 years in the suburbs of Huntsville, Alabama. Huntsville was filled with great opportunities for me, from having one of NASA's head space and rocket centers to having one of the country's most important military bases. But I wanted something different. When applying to schools, my friends and I knew we would separate. Having only one other friend go out of state meant leaving all of my friends behind. Yes, I was sad, but I knew that I needed to change. I was skeptical at first, but accepting the offer into Northeastern's NUin program has been one of the biggest leaps of faith I've ever taken. Who wouldn't want to study abroad at 18? Walking up to Metrogate, I was in awe. Living in London has always been a dream of mine as a kid, and this was my opportunity to live that dream. I spent the first few days discovering my new home of South Kensington. At first, I thought this was London, until I took my first tube ride to Westminster Tube Station. As I stepped out of the tube station, I immediately turned around to see the renowned Big Ben. Then I thought, this was London. The big landmark buildings, Parliament, Westminster Abbey, Buckingham Palace. But after a few weeks, I realized I was wrong. London is so much more than the big fancy buildings. London is a big city filled with interesting people with unique multicultural stories. I saw much of this multiculturalism while in class. Many of my classes, such as British Life and Cultures, have been out in London. We take trips to many important places in London to learn about British culture. From hearing stories about Shakespeare to hearing stories from locals, I've really been allowed to embrace the true London culture. Some of these stories came from the wise people I have met at my service learning New Horizons. New Horizons is a facility for the elderly population of the Chelsea area to come and take classes, meet new people, and just hang out. My job was to help them with their technology struggles. Although we got a lot of work done on their devices, we also spent a lot of time getting to know one another. Many people came back each week to chat about everything that has happened during their week and ask about mine. We shared stories to compare our cultures, families, and friends. I feel as though they were almost like my grandparents away from home. They truly cared about me while I truly cared about them. I felt as though I was really helping the London community by not only assisting them with their technology, but also becoming their friend. Making friends was the most rewarding experience I've had here in London. Whether it's going out to a pub, going to Piccadilly Circus, or just hanging out in the PC lab, we all managed to have a fun night. The friendships I have established here in London will continue when returning to Boston. I feel as though the NUin program has created a bond between us that will never be broken. Coming here has really changed me as a person. I was independent before, but I feel like I've really grown up since I've been here. Being far away from family can be hard, but I've had the time of my life these last 4 months. I wouldn't trade a single day I've spent in London for anything. So, what's on my to-do list now? 1. Keep in touch with all my amazing new friends. 2. Never forget the fun times we all shared here in London. And 3. Never forget to live life to the fullest. Goodbye for now, London. See you soon.